Order number 5, papers.
Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, Thursday, 30th July 2026. The 23rd edition of biannual report on the status of alcohol and drug abuse control in Kenya by the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, NACADA. I beg to lay.
Senator Moses Kajwang. Senator Moses Kajwang has got a paper to lay. Senator Faki, I am informed you're doing on behalf of Senator Kajwang.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, Thursday, 30th of July, 2026. Report of the Regional Seminar, African Parliaments for Climate Action on Reducing Methane, Promoting Development, held at Emara Ole Sereni Hotel, Nairobi, Kenya, from the 14th to the 18th of May, 2026. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Next one.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion that notwithstanding the resolution of the Senate on 12 February 2025, 2nd December 2025, and 17 June 2026 on the approval of senators to serve in various select committees of the Senate, A, pursuant to Standing Order 197, 199, 228, and 4th schedule of the Standing Orders, the Senate approves the following senators nominated by the Senate Business to serve in the standing committees of the Senate as follows. 1. Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, Senator Edin Sifuna, CBS MP, to replace Senator Beatrice Ogola, MP. 2. Standing Committee on Energy, Senator Beatrice Ogola, MP, to replace Senator Moses Kajwang, CBS MP. 3. Standing Committee on Health, Senator Shakila Abdallah Mohammed, MP, to replace Senator Joseph Githuku, MP. 4. Standing Committee on Information, Communication and Technology, Senator Moses Kajwang, CBS MP, and Senator Beatrice Ogola, MP, to replace Senator Shakila Abdallah Mohammed, MP, and Senator Esena Lemaletian, MP. 5. The Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunities, Regional Integration, Senator Godfrey Othotsi, CBS MP, to replace Senator Bietsiengo, MP. 6. Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing, Senator Hamida Kibwana, MP, to replace Senator Crystal Asige, MP. And finally, Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism, Senator Enoch Wambua, CBS MP, to replace Senator Hamida Ali Kibwana, MP.
Next is Senator Moses Kajwang.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion: that the Senate notes the report of the regional seminar African Parliaments for Climate Action on Reducing Methane, Promoting Development, held at Emara Ole Sereni Hotel, Nairobi, Kenya, from 14th to 18th May 2026, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 30th July 2026. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next on.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Several statements and standing order 53-1. We start with the Senator for Nairobi City County. But I saw Senator Sifuna here just 1 minute ago. Okay, Senator Esio Kenyuri. Those two statements are dropped. Senator Agnes Kavido.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to read my statement on irregularities in the payroll of the county government of Machakos. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of Labor and Social Welfare on a matter of countrywide concerns regarding irregularities identified in the payroll of the county government of Machakos. Mr. Speaker, sir, an audit of the county government's payroll covering the period of from 1st January 2016 to 30th September 2021 revealed several anomalies, including duplicate employee records, shared bank accounts, irregularity payment on salaries and allowances, and officers drawing salaries from both the national and county governments. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the progress of investigations into the anomalies identified in the audit, the number of officers implicated, and the total amount of funds irregularly paid. 2, the administrative, disciplinary, or criminal measures taken against officers involved in those responsible for unauthorized alteration of payroll records. 3, the amount of money recovered from irregular, duplicate of unsupported payments, and the strategies of recovery outstanding amounts, of the outstanding amounts. 4, the extent of implementation of audit recommendations, including regular payroll cleaning, monthly audit, and strengthened access control, including timelines for involving all outstanding cases identified in the audit measures of to prevent recurrences. Senator Agnes Kavindu Mudhama, MP, Machakos County. Mr. Speaker, I have 2 statements. Can I read the other one? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have another statement on the rising cases of brutal killings and discovery of mutilated bodies in Machakos County. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52-1 to make a statement on a matter of countrywide concerns regarding the rising cases of brutal killings and discovery of mutilated bodies in Machakos County. Mr. Speaker, sir, the recent months, Machakos County has witnessed a disturbing increase of incidents involving the brutal murder of persons, mutilated of their bodies, and abandoned of their remains in isolated locations. These heinous acts have instilled fear among residents, undermined public confidence in the security agencies, and raised serious concerns about the prevalence of violence crimes in the country. Article 26 of the Constitution guarantees every person the right to life, while Article 28-29 guarantees the rights to human dignity and security of the person, respectively. The continued occurrences of the killings is therefore a grave violation of these constitutional rights and calls for urgent and decisive interventions by the relevant security agencies. Mr. Speaker, the latest incident occurred on the 17th of July 2026 when mutilated human remains were discovered near Mukengesia River in Mukengesia Village, Kithioko Sub-County, Masinga, Kithioko Sub-Location, Masinga Sub-County. The remains were recovered by officers from the National Police Service and Directorate of Criminal Investigations and transferred to the Machakos Level 5 Hospital mortuary for identification and post-mortem examination. This incident has highlighted anxiety among residents and reinforced concerns concerning the apparent rise in brutal killings and the dumping of human remains in different parts of this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I strongly condemn these barbaric acts which have no place in the society founded on the rule of law and respect for human life and dignity. I call upon the Inspector General of Police, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, and other relevant government agencies to expedite investigations into those incidences, identify and prosecute the perpetrators, and strengthen security and surveillance measures to prevent further loss of lives. I further urge members of the public to remain vigilant and cooperate with the security agencies by providing any information that may assist in identifying the victims and bringing those responsible to justice. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Senator Agnes Kavindu Mudhama, the Senator, Machakos County.
Senator James Murango. Of two statements, you can link them simultaneously.
Tulia. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
No, actually, it is one. The other one is Joe Newt. Sorry.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on a matter of county-wide concern regarding stalled development projects undertaken by the county government of Kirinyaga since 2013. Mr. Speaker, sir, despite significant expenditure of public funds, numerous projects remain incomplete or abandoned in Kirinyaga County, thereby denying residents access to essential services and raising concerns about accountability, prudent resource use, and compliance with constitutional principles of public finance as provided for under Article 201. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, a full account of all stalled or incomplete projects undertaken by the county government of Kirinyaga between April 2013 and June 2026, specifying the allocation, implementing department or entity, contractor, contract sum, amount paid, percentage of works completed and estimated cost of completion. 2, the reasons for the delay or stalling, indicating the contractors, officers or entities responsible for delays or abandonment. 3, measures undertaken to recover public funds lost through abandoned projects, incomplete works, breach of contract or poor workmanship, and actions against culpable contractors or public officers. 4, steps by the county government to complete and operationalize stalled projects, including funding arrangements, timelines, and safeguards to prevent recurrence. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, the legal policy Mr. Speaker, the legal policy and administrative measures in place to ensure that county governments give priority to the completion of ongoing projects and prevent the accumulation of stalled projects. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Joe Newt.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I raise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources on an issue of national concern regarding the ongoing tree harvesting activities within the Aberdare Forest ecosystem. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Aberdare Forest, one of Kenya's vital water towers, provides critical ecological services and supports millions of livelihoods. However, extensive harvesting along the Mangu, Kamai, and Gatanga-Jabine corridors, including reports of non-mature trees being felled, raises grave concerns about sustainability, compliance with Forest Conservation and Management Act 2016, and the absence of visible reforestation efforts. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, a comprehensive report on recent activities, including specific locations, acreage, volume of timber, and the criteria used by the Kenya Forest Service to justify harvesting of non-mature trees. 2, details of all the companies, contractors, or license holders authorized to harvest and the specific conditions attached to these authorizations. 3, immediate reforestation measures, seedling species and quantities and timelines, as well as monitoring mechanisms to ensure prompt restoration and prevent long-term degradation. And 4, measures by the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry and the Kenya Forest Service to enforce sustainable practices and full adherence to the Forest Conservation and Management Act 2016. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Professor Tom Ojenda. That statement is dropped. Senator Mohamed Chute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm requesting for a statement on the inclusion of the Uran-Goda Lataka section of the ongoing construction of the Sololo Anona Golole Uran-Goda Road. So, Speaker, sir, I raise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the exclusion of approximately 4-kilometer Uran-Goda Lataka section from the ongoing construction of the Sololo Anona Galole Road in Sololo sub-county of Marsabit County. In the statement, Honorable Speaker, the committee should address the following. Number one, the reason and criteria that inform the exclusion of the 4-kilometer Uran-Goda Lataka section from the ongoing construction works in Sololo. Number two, the budgetary, contractual, technical, or planning consideration behind the exclusion. And number two, the estimate cost of construction and whether there are plans to revise the project scope to include that section. Number three, Honorable Speaker, measures by the Ministry of Roads and Transport and the relevant road agencies to ensure construction of that section, including expected commencement and completion timelines. Honorable Speaker, finally, the broader safeguards in place to prevent similar exclusion in future road projects and to guarantee equitable infrastructure development across all regions. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Lelegwe. Lutubesi.
Request for a statement on the employee status of long-serving casual employees of the county government of Samburu and implementation of the recommendations in the special audit report of the Auditor General on payroll management for the County Executive of Samburu 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labour and Social Welfare on the matter of county-wide concern regarding continued engagement of casual employees by the county government of Samburu for prolonged periods exceeding 3 years without confirmation to permanent and pensionable terms, and implementation status of recommendations contained in the special audit report of the Auditor General on the payroll management for the County Executive of Samburu 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Article 41 of the Constitution guarantees every worker the right to fair labor practices, while Article 232 enshrines the values and principles of public service, including accountability, transparency, professionalism, and equitable opportunities in employment. The Employment Act 2017 further safeguards workers against indefinite engagement on casual terms where the nature and duration of service amount to continuous employment. Despite these provisions and statutory protections, numerous employees within the county government of Samburu have continuously served for periods exceeding 3 years and in some cases considerably longer while performing duties that are permanent, recurrent, and essential to the delivery of public services, yet they remain trapped in employment uncertainty, deprived of job security, pension rights, medical benefits, career progression, and other protections accorded to officers serving on permanent and pensionable terms. The prolonged failure to regularize the employment status of these workers has subjected them and their families to significant psychological, emotional, social, economic hardships. Many have dedicated years of service to the county government while living under constant uncertainty regarding their future, despite faithfully discharging responsibilities critical to the functioning of the county government. Mr. Speaker, sir, the matter is compounded by the findings and recommendations contained in the Special Audit Report of the Auditor General on Payroll Management for the County Executive of Samburu 2025, which highlighted concerns relating to payroll management, human resource compliance, staffing, establishment, recruitment practices, employees' records management, and adherence to applicable public service laws and regulations. These findings raise serious concerns regarding human resource governance and accountability within the county government and necessitate urgent corrective action. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the exact number of casual employees currently serving the county government of Samburu who have continuously served or worked for a period exceeding 3 years, indicating their respective departments, job designation, dates of engagement, remuneration, and reasons for continued failure to regularize their employment status in accordance with the Constitution, the Employment Act 2007, and applicable public service laws and regulations. 2, the status of implementation of the recommendations contained in the Special Audit Report and the Special Audit Report of the Auditor General on Payroll Management for the County Executive of Samburu 2025, particularly relating to payroll management, human resource compliance, staffing, establishment, employee records management, recruitment procedures, staff regularization, and compliance with applicable laws governing public service employment. 3, whether the county government has developed a policy framework or implementation plan for the absorption and confirmation of eligible long-serving casual employees into permanent and pensionable terms, and if so, provide the timelines, eligibility criteria, budgetary allocations, and administrative measures put in place to undertake the exercise. 4, measures being taken to address the adverse psychological, emotional, social, and economic effects occasioned by the prolonged casual employment, including the denial of job security, pension benefits, medical cover, career progression opportunities, and other employment rights guaranteed under the Constitution and labor laws. Finally, 5, the total number of officers identified in the Special Audit Report as requiring regularization, payroll clearing, corrective administrative action, or compliance interventions, the progress made in implementing the audit recommendations, and the timelines within which the county government intends to fully implement the recommendations and conclusively resolve the plight of affected employees. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mazayo, Minority Leader. Senator Wakoli.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Request for statement on the exclusion of health administrative officers from the payment of extraneous and risk allowances. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of national concern regarding the exclusion of health administrative officers working in public health facilities from receiving extraneous and risk allowances. Mr. Speaker, sir, despite serving within healthcare environments and being exposed to occupational risks comparable to other cadres, These officers remain excluded from payment of the said allowances, raising concerns of fairness, equity, and compliance with constitutional labor rights. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. The policy, legal, and administrative basis for excluding health administrative officers working in public health facilities from the payment of screeners and risk allowances. 2. The cadres of healthcare workers currently eligible for the allowances and the criteria used to determine the eligibility. 3. The findings of any occupational risk assessment conducted in respect of health administrative officers and the justification for the exclusion despite working in the same facilities and being exposed to risks comparable to those faced by other healthcare workers. 4. The status and findings of any review undertaken by the Ministry of Health, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, SRC, the county governments regarding the inclusion of health administrative officers in the payment of the allowances. And finally, 5, the measures being taken to harmonize the payment of extraneous and risk allowances across eligible healthcare personnel, including plans and timelines for reviewing the existing policy framework to ensure equitable compensation. Senator David Wakoli, MP, Senator for Bungoma County. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Professor Tom Ojenda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a statement under Standing Order 53 on the rising number of unemployed university and college graduates in Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the increasing number of university and college graduates entering the labor market in Kisumu County without corresponding employment opportunities. Mr. Speaker, sir, while access to higher education has expanded, many graduates face limited prospects for jobs, entrepreneurship, and meaningful economic participation. This, Mr. Speaker, has created a growing population of skilled but unemployed youth, raising concerns about social stability, economic productivity, and the realization of constitutional rights under Article 43 on social and economic security. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the following. 1, the number of graduates entering the labor market annually over the last 5 years, disaggregated by level of qualification, field of study, and employment status. 2, measures taken by the county government, national government agencies, and the private sector to support employability, innovation, and enterprise development, as well as to expand opportunities through jobs, internships, apprenticeships, and entrepreneurship. 3, whether the county government has assessed the alignment between university and college programs with labor demands in key sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, technology, trade, and services. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, concrete steps and timelines to bridge the gap between rising graduation rates and available economic opportunities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mazayo.
Asante Mstahiki Speaker. Mstahiki Speaker, nataka kusoma taarifa hii kuhusu ukosefu wa huduma za mahakama kwa wakaazi wa Bamba katika kaunti ya Kilifi. Mheshimiwa Spika, nasimama kwa kanuni za kudumu kipengele cha 53 sheria ya kwanza ya hizi kanuni zetu za Seneti, kuomba kauli kutoka kwa kamati ya haki, masuala ya kisheria na haki za kibinadamu kuhusu ukosefu wa mahakama ya hakimu katika wadi ya Bamba, eneo bunge la Ganze, kaunti ya Kilifi. Mstahiki Spika, licha ya kwamba Bamba huwa ni eneo kubwa lenye idadi kubwa ya wakaazi walio na mahitaji ya huduma ya mahakama, wananchi wanalalamika kusafiri umbali ama urefu hadi Kilifi, Malindi, Kaloleni au Mariakani ili kupata huduma hizo za mahakama. Jambo hili linasababisha kuongezeka kwa gharama, kucheleweshwa kwa haki na kuwakatishia tamaa waathiriwa wa uhalifu kuripoti matukio au kufuatilia kesi zao. Bwana Spika, katika kauli hiyo, kamati zizingatie yafuatayo. Ya kwanza, sababu zinazofanya wadi ya Bamba kukosa mahakama ya hakimu licha ya idadi kubwa ya wakaazi na mahitaji ya huduma za mahakama. Ya pili, ikiwa idara ya mahakama imefanya tathmini ya uwezekano wa kuanzisha mahakama ya hakimu Bamba, matokeo ya tathmini hiyo ya mazungumzo na serikali ya kaunti ya Kilifi kuhusu utoaji wa ardhi au miundombinu ya kujenga mahakama ama mipangilio ambayo imefanywa ili kuweza kujenga mahakama ya sheria. Namba 3, hatua zinazochukuliwa kwa sasa kuhakikisha wakaazi wanapata huduma kwa urahisi na kwa wakati, ikiwepo matumizi ya mahakama za kutembea, mahakama za kuzunguka ama za mzunguko au huduma za mitandao ili kupunguza gharama ya kusafiri na changamoto zinazowakabili wananchi wanaoishi sehemu za Bamba ndani ya kaunti ya Kilifi. Namba 4, kamati ichunguze ikiwa kuna mipango au kujenga mahakama ya hakimu Bamba, ieleze muda wa utekelezaji, fedha zitakazotengwa na hatua zilizofikiwa kufikia sasa. Mwisho, kamati hiyo pia izingatie mikakati ya muda, kuna muda gani ama muda mrefu, ya kuboresha upatikanaji wa huduma za mahakama Bamba na maeneo mengine yenye changamoto kama hizo katika kaunti ya Kilifi. Asante Mstahiki Spika.
Senator Andy Okech.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. You've seen Senator Cherargei consulting with me very, very closely because he thought you were going to call him first because of ranking member. But you know, he has been hitting me that I'm the senior most bachelor here. We've just discovered that he's a bachelor. So he's the senior most bachelor in this house, Senator Cherargei. So thank you for giving me this opportunity, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I rise. I rise.
Just a minute, Senator.
Mr. Speaker.
Majority in the point of order.
Mr. Speaker, you know, the records of this House remain in perpetuity. Even in the year 2126, 100 years from today, it is possible, if Jesus Christ will not have come back, to find out what was said in the House of Parliament on such and such a day. It will be so dangerous, Mr. Speaker, if the records reflect that the senior elder from Nandi, a man whose family I know very well, unless that status has changed, is recorded as a bachelor in this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, could you please order that those utterances are withdrawn? There is an apology, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, the other risk, Mr. Speaker, Senator Cherargei is a member of, what do they call that association of Catholic men, the one that put on red tie? CMA. At, what is the name of your church? I'm forgetting. St. Francis Cheptaret. I've gone to that church, Mr. Speaker, and he's a very respected elder. Lest he is excommunicated, Mr. Speaker, can the records properly reflect his status?
There was also a point of order from Senator Chelgei, the owner of the shoe.
Mr. Speaker, understanding 105, it should be a statement of fact. I don't know why Senator Eddy decided to pick on me this afternoon. If he has a problem of looking for a wife, then he should consult me. Because I'm expert, Mr. Speaker, a family man, respected elder of the Nandi community, a respected religious, and the chair of PAC is my witness, Mr. Speaker. So can he withdraw and apologize? Or I produce witnesses in this House to discount this theory, including my chair of Public Accounts Committee.
Then you should be seated. You should be seated. I'm not yet done with you because I think you touched some live wire. Yes, Senator Kongo Mugen.
Mr. Speaker, so that we put this matter to rest, I've also been a guest for Senator Cherargei. The last time I was there to bury his grandmother, I saw elders introduce him as a young man. And they did tell us when we visited that they were earnestly looking for a wife for Cherargei. Mr. Speaker, so that this point is put to rest, Mr. Speaker, I would like to know when he married, the name of the wife, whether he also paid dowry, Mr. Speaker, because he is my friend, Mr. Speaker, and I would like to pay him a courtesy visit and welcome him to the club of elders, Mr. Speaker. Can he clarify to the House when the ceremonies were done and the name of the wife, Mr. Speaker?
Honorable Senators, I think the other young elder from Kericho, is aware that Senator Chelgei is a married man with a family. So, and also Senator Kajwang nodded and confirmed that he is aware. So, Senator Andy Okech, can proceed and withdraw the statement.
Mr. Speaker, in this House there's tradition that if you say any statement that is not statement of fact, you substantiate. So I think that, Mr. Speaker, I wish to substantiate partly and then to give you another chance to substantiate fully. Number one, Mr. Speaker, because Senator Cherargei is a faithful of the Catholic Church, if there is any matrimony he did, that he did must be public. And number two, Mr. Speaker, you have seen, wait, I haven't finished, you'll come. Mr. Speaker, you have seen when the defender, the Kalenjin Jurinjeke in this House, called Senator Cheriot, Mr. Speaker, when he was defending Senator Cherargei, you could see a ring on his finger. When my brother, Senator Mugeni, was defending Senator Cherargei, you could see a ring on his finger. If you look at the finger of Cherargei and my ring, they are the same, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Okech, there are different types of marriages.
Mr. Speaker, I was coming to that.
Aware. So either you withdraw that, because the member requested that you must withdraw,
Mr. Speaker,
so that you can make progress.
Mr. Speaker, I will substantiate if you give me a time next time, because I don't want it to be an issue But I am appreciating him for being a senior
I
bachelor
want
like
you to
myself.
go the route of the drawing because I don't want to put the family of Senator Chalagay into this dispute. It will be fair
Mr.
if
Speaker,
you
that would
withdraw.
be, Mr. Speaker, that would be utterly out of sympathy for him, but not out of our regulations. So I will withdraw out of sympathy, but not out of regulations for Senator Cherargei.
Proceed and conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a request of statement on the pollution of rivers Kuja and River Migori due to gold mining in Migori County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the degradation and pollution of rivers Kuja and River Migori arising from artisanal and large-scale gold mining activities in Migori County. Mr. Speaker, sir, these rivers are vital for the domestic use, irrigation, fishing, livestock, and livelihoods, yet mine waste, tailings, and chemical pollution continue to threaten water quality, ecosystems, public health, and socioeconomic well-being of the residents. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, in the statement, the committee should address the following: the extent of pollution in rivers Kuja and River Migori based on water quality assessments by NEMA and the Water Resources Authority, the state of Department for Mining and other relevant agencies over the last 5 years, including sources, nature of pollutants, and compliance with national water standards. Secondly, measures taken to regulate mining activities and enforce environmental laws, including inspections, compliance with environmental impact assessment and audit requirements, actions against illegal mining, restoration orders, license, suspension or revocation, and prosecution of operators responsible for pollution. Thirdly, interventions to safeguard affected communities, including provision of safe alternative water resources by the county government, regular water quality monitoring, public health surveillance, advisories, and support for farmers, fishermen, and livestock keepers whose livelihoods have been adversely affected. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the government's long-term strategy for restoring and protecting the two rivers, including rehabilitation of degraded areas, reclamation of abandoned mining sites, management of mine waste and tailings, restoration of riparian ecosystems, and enhanced coordination between national and county government to promote environmentally sustainable mining. Mr. Speaker, I have two more statements. My second one, Mr. Speaker, if you allow me, is a statement on the state of emergency obstetric care at Migori County Referral Hospital. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standard Committee on Health on a matter of, again, Migori County-wide concern regarding the state of emergency obstetric care in Migori. Mr. Speaker, sir, this follows the tragic deaths of Mrs. Immaculate Wanjiru, a 24-year-old mother who died at Migori County Referral Hospital on 22nd June 2026 after being referred from a single dispensary in critical condition following a severe obstetric emergency. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the circumstances surrounding the death of Ms. Immaculate Wanjiru, including the timeline of the referral process from a single dispensary to Migori County Referral Hospital, and where the emergency of the newborn care protocols were done and followed, the status and findings of the maternal and perinatal death surveillance and response investigations, including the recommendations and any administrative, disciplinary, or legal action taken against persons found culpable, the preparedness and
capacity of Migori County's maternal health care system to address such emergencies. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, the measures by the county government of Migori and the Ministry of Health to reduce preventable maternal deaths, implementing the MPD as air recommendations, and publicly report the findings and actions arising from the interventions into the deaths of Mrs. Wanjiru. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, actually, Mr. Speaker, this one I'd actually read. I don't know why it has been approved again. So I'll leave it at that.
Actually, you had
those
two
two
statements which you have read.
Thank you.
Senator S.A. Okenyuri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a statement on the decentralization of medical assessment services for persons with disability. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a matter of national concern regarding the decentralization of medical assessment services for persons with disabilities. Mr. Speaker, sir, despite digitization of the application process, the mandatory requirement for medical assessment report from designated health facilities remain a major obstacle, particularly for PWDs in rural areas and those with severe physical disabilities. The high costs of mobility and logistical challenges have excluded many from accessing certificates, thereby denying them critical benefits such as assistive devices, educational support, tax reliefs, and social protection programs. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the county level figures vis-a-vis the national registered number of persons with disabilities in each county and the steps being taken to bridge the gap in statistics, including specific details on the following. A, any joint effort between the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, the National Council for Persons with Disabilities, and other government institutions to decentralize and bring medical assessment services closer to PWDs, particularly in rural and marginalized areas. B, efforts by the government to undertake periodic outreach programs to facilitate medical assessment for PWDs, especially those with mobility challenges in underserved, far-flung areas, and strategies to establish permanent medical assessment centers in the said areas, and the steps being taken to simplify the registration process for PWDs. Secondly, the measures to ensure that no PWD is denied access to government incentives and reliefs accruing from PWDs for failure to obtain disability certificate, particularly where they have faced apparent challenges in the registration process. Thank you, Speaker.
Senator Samson Chalgay.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know why the senior bachelor is sitting next to Senator Ogola. Mr. Speaker, let me read my statements. There are two. One, and Senator Ogola is happily married. The Senate request for statement on the employment terms of long-serving contract nurses at Madari National Teaching and Referral Hospital. Mr. Speaker, sir, I raise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a matter of national concern regarding the employment terms of long-serving contract nurses at Madari National Teaching and Referral Hospital. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Ministry of Health has over the years engaged nurses on contractual terms to support the delivery of specialized mental health care at Madari National Teaching and Referral Hospital. However, representations by affected nurses indicate that a number of them have remained on successive 3-month contracts since June 2021, despite performing duties of permanent and continuous nature alongside permanent and pensionable nurses. with concern also being raised regarding disparities in remuneration, Mr. Speaker, and salaries. Mr. Speaker, in the statement, the committee should address the following: the number of nurses serving on contract at Mathare National Teaching and Referral Hospital, the duration and terms of their respective engagements, and the reasons for retaining them on successive short-term contracts. Number two, a comparison of remuneration, risk allowances, extraneous allowances, other benefits between contract nurses and those on permanent and pensionable terms with justification for any disparities. Mr. Speaker, number three, the policy and criteria governing the absorption of long-serving contract nurses into permanent and pensionable employment, including recognition of their years of service for purposes of career progression and other employment benefits. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the compliance of the current contractual arrangements with the Constitution, the Employment Act of 2007, the Labor Relations Act of 2007, and other applicable laws, including the measures to address identified gaps while protecting nurses from intimidation or victimization. Finally, Mr. Speaker, on this statement, the measures by the Ministry of Health, the Public Service Commission, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, and other relevant agencies to resolve the employment concerns and establish a sustainable employment framework for long-serving contract healthcare workers in a national referral hospital. Mr. Speaker, on my final statement, request for a statement on the persistent water shortage in Wajir County. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the persistent water shortage affecting the residents of Wajir. Mr. Speaker, sir, Article 43(1)(d) of the Constitution of Kenya guarantees every person right to clean and safe water in adequate quantities. Despite this guarantee, the residents of Wajir County continue to face persistent water shortages, leaving many households without reliable access to clean water and exposing them to serious health and economic and social challenges. The crisis has disrupted livelihoods and raised concerns about adequacy of emergency intervention, sustainability of existing water supply systems, and accountability in the use of public resources allocated to the water sector. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the extent of water shortage in Wajir County, including the number of affected households, the most affected sub-counties, wards, and villages, and the underlying causes of crisis. Number three, Mr. Speaker, the immediate intervention by the national and county governments to provide affected residents with clean and reliable water, and the long-term measures to ensure sustainable water access, including development and rehabilitation of water infrastructure, groundwater development, water harvesting, and climate-resilient water supply systems. Mr. Speaker, number four, the measures to mitigate by both the county and national government the humanitarian, health, socio-economic impact of water shortage, particularly on women, children, older persons, and persons living with disabilities. Mr. Speaker, the funds, number four, the funds allocated and expended by the national and county governments on water supply and infrastructure projects in Wajir County over the last 5 financial years, 2021-2022 up to 2025-2026 by both the county and national government. The implementation status of each project and the measures taken to ensure transparency, accountability, and proper utilization of public funds, including any audits, investigations, or corrective actions being undertaken. Mr. Speaker, and finally, the mechanisms established to strengthen coordination between the national and county government of Wajir in the planning, financing, and implementation of water projects to prevent the recurrence of water shortages in the area. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I beg for your indulgence on a matter that has troubled me for a while now this week. And Senator Cherargei, while reading his statement, has reminded me of that issue. This House, Mr. Speaker, is guided by standing orders. And where standing orders don't expressly provide for a matter, we are guided for by traditions. And you know that fairly well, Mr. Speaker. It is a tradition of this House, Mr. Speaker, that matters of a particular county are left to the elected senator of that particular county. You've just had Senator Cherargei, Mr. Speaker, seek a statement on matters to do with Wajir County, and Senator Abbas is here. Earlier this week, there was a statement by, I think, Senator Sifuna with regards to something in Taita Taveta, and things like that, Mr. Speaker, and Kajiado. Mr. Speaker, that, though it is not expressly provided for in our standing orders, the traditions of this House have always been that there is that collegiality and respect among his colleagues that if you have something that is of interest to you, you first refer to the area senator to understand that matter before you seek it. Because for obvious reasons, Mr. Speaker, yet I see a trend coming up where your office approves statements by senators on matters that are over and above their area of jurisdiction, so to speak, Mr. Speaker. I would wish that that is something you may not have to respond immediately, but something that you may want to reflect upon, Mr. Speaker. You now was willing to allow that leverage, because you know this House has presidential candidates, Mr. Speaker, but I've come to realize they are not very serious, Mr. Speaker, because I watched another one being asked what is their plan for the country. They said, you know, I'm a lawyer, I'll hire experts to tell me what I need to do. So, Mr. Speaker, can we just be allowed to do our work as senators and leave it at that? This business that is being introduced is not good for us amongst ourselves as colleagues. Otherwise, if I bring a statement tomorrow about Homa Bay, what will the people say about Senator Kajwang? Of course, it will be translated as if there's an abdication of responsibility from his part. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Comment on the statements is we are yet to get there. So what I want to do now is to request the majority leader to read the statement under 57.1. The matter that has been raised by the majority leader, as he requested, the chair will give a thought about it and direct the House on the way forward. Can you read the statement and then I decide what to do?
The jury check has decided, so members, you And Mr. Speaker, my comments do not in any way mean that our colleagues who are nominated, they understand their constituency, Mr. Speaker. You present a statement, you represent Kenya, so you can.
Majority leader. Yes. Can you have your seat now? Because I can see you are not intended to give the statement now. Okay, honorable senators, I want to make these two communications. I wish to acknowledge in the public gallery presence of the four elders and members of the PCEA Church in Nyeri County on invitation of the Senator for Nyeri County. They are seated in the public gallery. On behalf of the Senate and on my behalf, I welcome them and wish them a fruitful visit to the Senate. Let me read also this one. This is a visiting delegation of committee members from Kedeno Housing Cooperative Society Limited from Meru County. I would like to acknowledge the presence of a visiting delegation of committee members of Kedeno Cooperative Society Limited from Meru County, who are seated in the public gallery. The delegation is visiting the Senate for an academic exposition, also to learn maybe the working of the Senate. On behalf of the Senate and on my behalf, I extend a warm welcome to the delegation and wish them a fruitful visit. I thank you. Now, honorable senators, one of the delegation in the public gallery comes from from not even Meru County, but this is the cooperative which made me to go to school through coffee society. So this is just from my village, from where I come from. So I really want to also welcome them, and also the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, the elders who are here. But I will give the majority leader and the senator for Nyeri. Then start the Senator Wamatinga.
Asante sana mstahiki Spika. Siku ya leo nina furaha tele kwa sababu nawakaribisha washirika kanisa ambalo nalisoma, Women Guild. Mstahiki Spika, safari hii tulipanga na washirika wa Women's Guild kutoka Monyo Parish wakati nilikuwa nimeenda kwa siku yao ya kusherehekea siku ya Women Guild, na nikawaahidi nitawaleta hapa jumba la Seneti ndipo waweze kuona vile sisi tunaendesha biashara ya miswada na kuwakilisha Wakenya na sana sana kutetea ugatuzi. Ningeomba nichukue fursa hii kuwakaribisha hapa, na nadhani watapakarudi nyumbani, mstahiki Spika, wataenda kueleza yule seneta ambaye walimchagua anawakilisha vilivyo hapa Seneti, na tunaendelea kutetea ugatuzi, na niwatakie wanaporudi nyumbani safari njema. Asante sana mstahiki Spika kwa kunipa nafasi.
So under 1 minute, Senator Murango, I know you are passionate on coffee. Under 1 minute, kindly.
Asante sana mstahiki Spika. Kwanza ningetaka kuwakaribisha wanachama chama cha ushirika cha Kidhinu. Na kwanza niwapongeze pia kwa sababu uzao la kahawa ni muhimu sana katika nchi hii. Na mumeweza kutoa seneta ambaye anatuongoza hapa Spika, na ambaye ni mwelendi na ako na tajriba ya juu. Niseme ya kwamba bunge la Seneti ilipitisha sheria muhimu sana ya kahawa ambayo iliwekwa sahihi na Rais wa Kenya, ambayo itasaidia sana wanaolima kahawa kuhakikisha kwamba hawatumii vibaya na wakiritimba ambao maingilia kahawa. Kwa hivyo ningemwomba mnapoenda nyumbani mjue ya kwamba sehemu mnayoshikilia katika vyama vya ushirika ni muhimu sana kwa Kenya nzima hii. Asante sana mstahiki Spika.
Yes, Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I assume I'm supposed to welcome the delegation first before the statement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it will be wrong if I ignore the very beautiful mothers of ours that are here from the Nyeri Women's Guild team. They look lovely, and Mr. Speaker, I must congratulate our colleague, Senator Wamatinga, for inviting the distinguished ladies from Nyeri County to visit with us this afternoon and get to see us as we transact our business. I want to tell them they have a great leader in Senator Commissioner Wahome Wamatinga, and they should continue to support him because he means well for the people of Nyeri. Mr. Speaker, the second group that you have invited here, Kidhino Housing Cooperative Society, we have to applaud and appreciate them. If this is the cooperative that made you go to school, Mr. Speaker, then we must tell them that their money never went to waste, Mr. Speaker, because we have an able Deputy Speaker in you, a strong leader from the Meru community, Mr. Speaker, and a leader for the future. I want to ask, Mr. Speaker, that these cooperative members give us a secret. I don't know why, Mr. Speaker, but I have learned something, that Meru County has very strong cooperative movement. I have seen this one. I know also in the milk sector, the best leading cooperative comes from Meru County. So maybe, Mr. Speaker, later you will tell Senator Cherargei, myself, and even Senator Kinyua, who I'm not sure has such strong cooperative movements from their county, Mr. Speaker, what is the secret? I don't know. I was just thinking, Mr. Speaker, is it because that the Meru people don't allow anybody to joke with their money? And if you go near it, Mr. Speaker, they administer instant justice the way they do to Mira thieves, Mr. Speaker. Maybe that's, if that is a secret, you need to tell us so that we know. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, when they go back home, they should tell the people of Meru that this house is properly constituted. When a matter is brought before us, we consider the merits of the matter based on the evidence that has been brought before us. I know there is a lady who has been going around Nyeri saying very bad things about you and this house, Mr. Speaker. They must go back and report that we have told them, Mr. Speaker, that based on the evidence that was presented by the County Assembly of Meru, it is on that reason that Governor Kawera Mwangaza was impeached and not any other reason and those drama that he does. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I
Very well.
finally...
Now proceed and lead the statement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sorry. Number 57.1, to present the business for the week that commences 4th of August, 2026. The status of legislative business before the Senate is as follows, Mr. Speaker. There are 55 bills that are pending conclusion, of which 37 are at the second reading, 17 are at the committee of the whole, and 1 is awaiting the first reading. 14 motions are pending conclusion. There are 23 petitions, Mr. Speaker, that are pending before the various standing committees of the House, Mr. Speaker, out of which 18 are already due for reporting. Mr. Speaker, members have also brought 560 statements before the House that are being handled by the various committees of this House. It is my hope that the proper response will be brought before the House, Mr. Speaker, so that we consider and conclude on those matters. At the sitting of the Senate on Tuesday, the 4th of August, the tentative business for the day will include business that we will not have concluded on today's order paper, as well as business that is indicated in the order paper of that particular day. The tentative business for Wednesday, 5th of August 2026, will include questions to the Cabinet Secretaries as approved by the SBC, as well as motions. The questions include questions to the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Lands, Ministry of Mining, and Mr. Speaker, yesterday you directed that the Cabinet Secretary for ICT appears next week as well on Wednesday the 5th to respond to the statement they were supposed to respond to yesterday when they requested that it be varied by 1 more week. The tentative business for the afternoon sitting on Wednesday, 5th August, will also include business that will not have been concluded on Tuesday. There are various bills, including the AFA bill, the County Government's Amendment, Kenya Health Product Technology, Mr. Speaker, as well as many other bills. We have motions that are before us, and I'd wish to urge the members that are sponsoring those particular motions, Mr. Speaker, to avail themselves in the House for considerations of those bills and motions so that we conclude. It is important, Mr. Speaker, that the honorable senators to recall that the Senate is scheduled to proceed on a month-long recess at the rise of the House next week on Thursday, 6th of August 2026, in accordance with our calendar. I therefore once again want to urge honorable members to be available in the House at least for the 3 days next week so that we can conclude as much business as possible before we proceed for the long recess, Mr. Speaker, to attend to the more pressing needs, Mr. Speaker, of our constituents. Mr. Speaker, I thank you and do hereby lay the statement. I thank you.
I have exactly 10 minutes. I can allow a few members to make brief comments. Under senators, you know, I've been listening to members of this House. You know, when you are giving a comment on a statement, you are not supporting the statement, but giving a comment, which you can do within 2 minutes. But the members are taking 5-10 minutes to give their comments. I support, which is not the case. You just give a comment on that statement. So I want to give a few members.
Who is inside here? Senator Mutinda.
Senator Mutinda, under 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And yeah, I'll try to utilize the 2 minutes and arise to support one of the statements by Senator Lelego in regards to the issue of Cashow's employees who have not really been paid their dues and paid their dues on time. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support because I want to really bring about the issue of many other employees who are facing such kind of issues. A case example is an issue that has been brought to my attention in regards to retired teachers whose pension up to date, Mr. Speaker, has not been sorted for the longest period of time. They brought petitions in and out. And I would want to urge that the Committee of Labor that will be dealing with this matter to cut across all other pending matters of dues. I've seen also the statement by Senator Wakoli in regards to allowances for the healthcare workers, Mr. Speaker. It's the same issue, allowances not being paid. It's the high time the Labour Committee would look at the issues of pension, issues of allowances in a broader perspective. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, on the issues of permanent and pensionable employment, I am referencing in regards to the UHC workers, Mr. Speaker. This House passed the County Additional Allocation Bill, which had 8.6 billion for our UHC workers, Mr. Speaker. And the Senate did its part, Mr. Speaker. But we saw a very big outcry for our UHC workers who claimed that they needed to be employed permanently and pensionably because for the longest period of time, they've really, been on contract, Mr. Speaker. So issues of workers is an issue that cuts across many institutions and should come to an end, and would really want the Committee of Labor to fasten this. With those few, Mr. Speaker, I support.
Senator Kajwang Moses.
Mr. Speaker, the statement request by Senator Professor Jenda, in my view, is what needs to concern this nation. Professor Jenda is asking for county government of Kisumu's intervention on unemployment within that county. Mr. Speaker, youth unemployment is not just a county problem, it is a national problem. And current interventions that we have put in place around internships, around empowerment programs, around provision of grants like Nyota, Mr. Speaker, those just scratch the surface. They will not provide the long-lasting solutions that we need. I want to encourage the team led by Professor Nyong'o that is putting together a new vision for Kenya to start a conversation on industrial policy. And we ask ourselves as a country, what is it that we want to achieve economically and socially for our people? Mr. Speaker, our new vision must be a private sector-led growth strategy. The government, both national and county, can employ just about 1 million or 1.5 million people. What happens to the rest of the citizens? Mr. Speaker, small and medium enterprises must be empowered. And when we talk about private sector, we are not talking about the big banks, Equity, KCB, etc. We are talking about the small players who are able to create employment opportunities for people. How India grew, how India industrialized, using the small and medium enterprises. Mr. Speaker, government cannot be an employer. Government can only be an enabler. Government can only provide the environment for enterprises to thrive, and as they thrive, they can create employment opportunities. Mr. Speaker, what businesses are complaining about in this economy is uncertainty. We had a fish processing plant in Koguna Beach in Homa Bay County. Mr. Speaker, it was the only fish processor on the Homa Bay side of Lake Victoria. They shut down due to uncertainties related to taxes and tariffs that keep changing every day. They shut down due to high energy prices. They shut down due to a dilapidated infrastructure, which made it more expensive for them to get goods to the market. Mr. Speaker, we need to address the cost of energy in this country, and that is why within the Climate Caucus we've been talking about going green, clean energy, using renewables, and reducing the cost of energy arising from thermal power sources. So, Mr. Speaker, I hope that the committee dealing with this matter will go beyond Kisumu County and look at what the government, current and future governments, irrespective of political party, must do. Because if we do not address youth unemployment, it is a ticking time bomb. Mr. Speaker, if you look at your gallery, there are hundreds of children who have come here today to see how the Senate works. We must ensure that we give them that certainty, we give them a promise that once they are done with school, they'll be able to get jobs. But let me advise them that the jobs will not necessarily come from government. What we must do as a Senate is to be the generation that laid the foundation for a private sector to thrive, for a private sector to grow, for our children to be innovators, for our children to be entrepreneurs in their own right. Mr. Speaker, I do hope that the committee will broaden their inquiry and their consideration onto those matters and see how government can provide an enabling environment for job creation for our children.
Senator Mwenda Gataya.
1 minute. 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 Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to comment on the statement by Senator Professor Senior Counsel Tom Ojenda on the level of unemployment in this country, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this statement is not confined in Kisumu. It's a national disaster, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think we need to have a very, very, very clear dispensation as a country. We need to have some very clear policies, Honorable Speaker, because we are producing every other year. We are producing young people from universities, from tertiary colleges, from other institutions in the job market, which is not there. Honorable Speaker, I've captioned my good friend Senator Kajwang say that the government cannot, it's not the only source of employment, which is very true, Honorable Speaker. We need to encourage very good systems where we are supposed to have a good atmosphere for investors. We need, Honorable Speaker, to create some policies where we are supposed to take factories and industries to rural areas so that those boys and girls can be absorbed, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, yesterday we were discussing something about Gunism. Even, Honorable Speaker, most of those young people that you find throwing stones in the streets, even in those political rallies, they are very vulnerable, Honorable Speaker, because they are jobless. That's why they are induced by small tokens here and there, by people who want to take advantage of their unemployment, Honorable Speaker. So this is an issue that as a country, as a nation, we are supposed to address thoroughly and make sure that it's not something that we are supposed to let go. We are sitting on a time bomb, Honorable Speaker. I think this is an issue that we are supposed to discuss on a very, very serious platform, and I hope the government is going to address those issues and make sure that our young people and young girls who are graduating from various colleges, tertiary colleges, major universities, and so many people who have dropped off of school and get their formal employment and earn a living. Honorable Speaker, that's a statement that cuts across counties, and I'm very sure that the government must be on top of things to make sure that our young people get jobs. Thank you.
Senator Andy Okech.
Mr. Speaker, I want to support the statement by the good senator from Kisii, Senator Ezio Kenyuri, on the decentralization of medical assessment services for persons with disability. Mr. Speaker, this is a very serious issue because if you look at the kind of services that people living with disability are facing in the counties, Mr. Speaker, to the extent of even the issues of SHA, Mr. Speaker, it has been a very bad situation. Recently in Migori County, myself together with, or rather the MP of Kuria East and myself were going through an exercise of trying to get out all disability, people living with disability in Kuria East out of their houses and trying to see whether they can be able to get some medical support. And Mr. Speaker, we were very surprised that these people don't have any kind of support system in accessing Medicare. And Mr. Speaker, the worst thing is that above disability, when they are faced with some chronic diseases, Mr. Speaker, that gets to them and makes it even more difficult, Mr. Speaker, with their disabilities, they don't even have resources, Mr. Speaker, to be able to get any kind of attention and any kind of proper Medicare, Mr. Speaker. And there is just no outreach programs that can make sure that they can get some of these programs that the government has to be able to support them. We know, for instance, Mr. Speaker, very well that things like SHA that I've seen a number of members of this House misguiding the nation on, you know that if you look at the SHA contributions, the contributions are done by a fewer people, and the bulk of those people who are contributing, Mr. Speaker, are paying about 500 shillings. But the registration has been open to so many people beyond what NHIF used to do. So that, Mr. Speaker, you realize that without proper diagnostics done to these people, like people living with a disability, early enough to avoid things like dealing with chronic ailments, then you end up having these bigger bills that a normal person might sometimes struggle to raise money here and there. Maybe it's a cancer situation or surgery situation to deal with. But someone living with disability who has got no any source of income, cannot go and do any kind of work, Mr. Speaker, when they are found in a place where preventive care did not take place, Mr. Speaker, they even get heaped into bigger problems, Mr. Speaker. So this is a very serious issue, Mr. Speaker, that I hope that this committee will make sure that we make it easier to identify people from the houses, get them out from embarrassment that sometimes they face in the society, that they can come out and show their disability. But most importantly, Mr. Speaker, even enhancing registration in even those opportunities such as SHA, Mr. Speaker. So I find this a very good statement, and I hope that it will be fast-tracked to allow the people living with disability, Mr. Speaker, to get the right care that they need. I support, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Commissioner Joyce Korir.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I just want to comment on the statement by Senator Tom Ojenda on the issue of unemployment in this country, Honorable Speaker. The issue of unemployment among our youths is something that is affecting this country, Honorable Speaker. And I want to say that if we would have taken this as a challenge between the national government and the county government, Honorable Speaker, we will be able to address this, because if the county governments will be in a position to embrace industrialization, Honorable Speaker, a number of these youths could have been observed and be given room also to do the innovation and the entrepreneurship, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank the government in one way or another because of some of the few programs that they have started. For example, the Nyota program. It might not be a long-lasting program, but I want to say that at the end of the day, at least it's giving room to the youth and even the issues of internship, Honorable Speaker. But I want to say that if we could embrace as the leaders and give room to the youth, especially the statutory instruments that we have in terms of giving them the opportunities on procurables, the 30% that has been set aside, which has been stipulated in the Constitution, if we could be observing this in either levels of the governments, either the national government or the county governments, I want to say, Honorable Speaker, a number of our youth would have been empowered, and they would not be being hired by the two divide in terms of goonism and practicing drug abuse and a number of phases that are affecting their lives, Honorable Speaker. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, I would also want to say that I want to comment on the statement that has been raised by Senator Okenyuri on the issue of persons living with disability. I think the biggest challenge that the committee has to look into is the registration of these persons living with disability, which the process takes long, a period of around 1 year, Honorable Speaker. For them to be able to access the SHA, to be able to access the stipends from the government, to be able to get the assistive devices, they have to be registered. And this is the problem that we are facing in this country, because when you go deep in the grassroots, Honorable Speaker, you find a number of them are not registered, and you can find a number of them languishing in poverty, Honorable Speaker. So the only thing that I would want to request is that the committee should look into this and make sure that the personnel are sent to the ground to make sure that all these people are brought to the book. I think, Honorable Speaker, I've been raising this issue of person living with disability on a number of times, because I want to tell you, Honorable Speaker, if you go to their families and you see the way they are living, you will understand the kind of challenges that they are going through. Sometimes you go for a meeting, and even transportation alone is a challenge, because they cannot even, some of them cannot even sit on borders. They even cannot afford the transport, Honorable Speaker. So the ministry should look into a way of making sure that these registrations are done at the grassroots level, so that at the end of the day, we know the exact number of the persons living with disability, and also segregate to an extent that we have the exact number of the vulnerable, the most vulnerable, who are supposed to be assisted, Honorable Speaker. Otherwise, I just want to say that I will ask the committee to act with speed and make sure that this issue is addressed. Thank you.
Senator Abbas.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to contribute to and comment on the issue of Senator Cherargei on the water shortage in Wajir. Honorable Speaker, you know, we don't need to act like, you know, hired guns in this Senate. That the respective senator of Wajir is here and able to bring his own statements. Wajir, of course, the whole country has a water problem everywhere. Even Nairobi, we are using water boosters. But one thing I can tell you, Wajir experiences water shortage every time, from time to time, like any other part of the country. The county and the national government have drilled 600 boreholes. And every now, as we talk, the dams have been scoped and have been drilled. I mean, have been done. There are so many dams. However, water is never enough at any one given time. And water shortage is there, I don't deny it. But it has not reached a stage where we call in for the support of the likes of Honorable Cherargei to tell us the issues of Wajir. And I think it's not appropriate for our colleagues to undermine other colleagues in this house. And the house must bring something to an order. That members should not, at least if somebody is being told to, this is a time for elections. If you want to attain the image of other colleagues, then that's going to be very unfortunate. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want this of the Speaker to make a ruling that members shall not undermine their colleagues in the houses. And they shall not be there as guns for hire. Because I know this is not out of Cherargei's wish. It must have been used by other influences. With those few remarks, I want to tell my colleague, with all due respect, I want him to apologize on that.
Honorable Senators, I want us to go to the next one. You know, I give you 10 minutes, but you have really surpassed that time. Senator Kajwang, what is your point of honor?
Mr. Speaker, you'll just indulge me because Senator Abbas has sat down, but I just wanted it to be, for us to remind ourselves that we are senators of the Republic of Kenya, that despite needs and issues coming from specific counties, let us look at ourselves as senators of the Republic of Kenya, such that if there is any discomfort, and Mr. Speaker, you chair the liaison committee, those are things that can be addressed at different levels at the point of approval of the statements, so that we do not speak on the floor as if we are casting aspersions on colleagues. But every senator here, including even the nominated senators, have got the power constitutionally to defend and represent the interest of each of the 47 county governments. I just wanted to, I understand the concern of Senator Abbas, but it should not sound as if we are imputing improper motives or calling each other guns for hire. And I respect Senator Abbas tremendously, but it should not be on record that we are accusing each other of ill motives. Mr. Speaker, you can guide us in the liaison committee accordingly on that matter.
When the matter was raised by the majority leader, I think the chair will reflect on that matter because it was raised also yesterday by Senator Mwaruma. So it is a matter that really needs some thoughts put on it. Senator Mudama, last.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You are a victim of circumstances, so there is... Senator Mudama, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to comment on two statements, one from Senator Morango and Senator Okenyuri. Mr. Speaker, on this statement of stalled projects, it's really bad across the country because, Mr. Speaker, you'll find that if an outgoing governor has stalled projects or uncompleted projects, the incoming governor, most of them never complete those stalled projects, and they remain uncompleted, and this is money of the citizens which is going into waste. Mr. Speaker, I'll give an example of Machakos County. I have a stadium by the name Kinyui Stadium, Mavoko Stadium, and Masip Stadium, and so many other stalled projects of dispensaries, you know, a lot of projects which are stalled there, which go from 2013 to date, Mr. Speaker, which is not completed, and money should be allocated to such projects to be completed. On Okanyuri's statement, Mr. Speaker, about the PWDs, it is true across the country, PWDs are really suffering because they should get those identities, cards, to show that they are PWDs, so that even when they are traveling, they can travel freely. When they go to register SHA, they are identified, but majority of them are even being asked to pay for this SHA, and yet they have no money. Those people take care of them even at home. Mr. Speaker, face a lot of suffering, especially the parents, because if it is a total PWD child, that mother will be forced to remain in the house to take care of that child and to protect that child in case of anything. And you find that they cannot even go and work, and then they cannot provide for them, and you find that even medically they are required to provide for them. Mr. Speaker, I support these statements, and I say that the Ministry of Health should dispatch doctors to the ground to go and assess the extent of PWD so that they can issue the cards for them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next on the clerk.
Order number 8, motion, reconstitution of select committees of the Senate.
Order number 8 is defunct. Next order.
Order number 9, the Assisted Reproductive Technology Bill, National Assembly Bills number 61 of 2022, second reading, division.
Honorable Senators, I want to reorganize the business as appearing in the order paper. So business appearing as number 9 to 16. All these need division, so they are defined. We go to order number 17.
Order number 17, the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bills number 63 of 2022, second reading.
The majority leader, I can't see him around. Maybe we defer that business.
Order number 18, the Street Naming and Property Addressing System Bill, Senate Bills number 43 of 2024, second reading.
Similarly, Senator Fatou Muduro is supposed to move this business, but she's not here, so I defer also that business.
Order number 19, the Artificial Intelligence Bill, Senate Bills number 4 of 2026, second reading.
Senator Mwenda Kataya approves the chair. So, Honorable Senators, business appearing as order number 19 and 20 is defunct. Go to the next order. Senator Catherine Muma.
Order number 21, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on the conferment of city status to Thika Municipality.
Senator Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on the conferment of the city status to Thika Municipality laid on the table of this Senate on Wednesday, 15th July 2026, and that pursuant to sections 8(6) of the Urban Areas and Cities Act approves the conferment of the city status to Thika Municipality. Mr. Speaker, via a letter dated 24th June 2025 and referenced CAK 1-1910, Volume 210, the Clerk of the County Assembly of Kiambu conveyed to the Clerk of the Senate the resolution of the County Assembly to adopt the report of the Ad Hoc Committee recommending the conferment of the city status to Thika Municipality, along with the letter transmitting the resolution of the County Assembly. The County Government of Kiambu forwarded the following reports. A, the report of the Ad Hoc Committee constituted to consider and make recommendations on the conferment of the city status to Thika Municipality, and B, the report of the County Assembly Committee on County Planning and Urbanization on its consideration and approval of the report submitted by the Ad Hoc Committee. At its sitting held on Tuesday, 15th July 2025, the Speaker of the Senate issued a communication by way of message to the House pursuant to Standing Order 48.3 of the Senate Standing Orders transmitting the resolution of the County Assembly of Kiambu to confer the status of city to Thika municipality. The Speaker then referred the matter to the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. Mr. Speaker, the committee considered the provisions of the Urban Areas and Cities Act, Cap 275, that guided the application for conferment of city to municipalities, and analyzed the reports submitted by the County Government of Kiambu to ascertain compliance with the provisions of the Act. The committee invited the County Government of Kiambu to make oral submissions and to provide any additional information to the application, on the application for conferment of city to Thika municipality. The Governor of Kiambu County, accompanied by the Thika Municipality Board, and the ad hoc committee on the application for conferment of city appeared before the committee on Thursday, 7th August 2025. The committee also wrote to the Office of the Auditor General to confirm the total revenue generated by Thika municipality from the financial year 2018-2019 to financial year 2024-2025. The committee also wrote to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics to confirm the total population of the municipality. The committee further wrote to the following stakeholders to seek their views on the matters: the National Lands Commission, the Thika Residents Association, Thika Small Traders Association, and Kiambu County Poultry Farmers Society, among others. Mr. Speaker, in addition to the aforementioned activities, in accordance with Article 118 of the Constitution, the committee published an advertisement in the newspaper, in the Standard newspaper, on 13th March 2026, inviting members of the public to submit any representations they may have on the matter by way of memoranda. The committee further invited members of the public to a public hearing that was held on Wednesday, 8th April 2026, at Mount Kenya University Graduation Pavilion in Thika. A detailed matrix of all submissions, including concerns raised and recommendations made, is annexed to the report at Annex 4. The committee also conducted a guided inspection of the various amenities and services provided by the municipality to ascertain compliance with the requirements of the first schedule of the Urban Areas and Cities Act, Cap 275. The establishments inspected included Gatitu Road, Rosary Early Childhood Development Education Center, the Kiambu County Level 5, the Thika Stadium, the Mama Ngina People's Park, Thika Water and Sewage Company, Tiwasco, and Thika Fire Station. Additionally, the committee benefited from a comparative analysis of similarities similarly positioned twin cities across other jurisdictions, taking into account Thika's position as in close proximity to Nairobi metropolitan region. Mr. Speaker, following the conclusion of these activities, the committee subjected the application for conferment of city to Thika municipality to the procedural requirements under Section 8 and under Section 8 of the Act and meets, sorry, Mr. Speaker, let me repeat this. From the foregoing, the committee finds that Thika municipality has complied with the procedural requirements under Section 8 of the Act and meets substantive criteria for conferment of city status set out under Section 5.1 of the Urban Areas and Cities Act, Cap 275. The committee observes that the conferment of the city status to Thika municipality will provide an important platform for accelerated development, improved service delivery, and enhanced local economic growth planning. Detailed observations of the committee are captured under Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 of our report. The committee therefore makes the following recommendations. A, that the Senate approves the conferment of city status to Thika municipality and the resolution of the Senate be transmitted to the President for the issuance of a charter pursuant to Section 7 of the Urban Areas and Cities Act Cap 275. B, that noting the undertakings given by the county government of Kiambu in the course of the committee's inquiry to fully operationalize the facilities and services within the proposed city, the governor of Kiambu County submits to the Senate within 90 days of the conferment of city status work plans for the following. 1, the full operationalization of the public theater and the museum or interpretive center. 2, the enhancement of infrastructure and services within the residential estates, including road networks, drainage systems, flood mitigation, water supply coverage, and solid waste management in line with the matters raised by residents during the public participation process. And 3, the transmission to a smart waste management framework, including the full operationalization of the Kangoki sanitary engineered landfill. Mr. Speaker, may I take this opportunity to commend the members of the committee for their diligence and commitment to duty throughout the consideration of this application. I also wish to thank the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk and the Senate for the support extended to the committee in undertaking this important assignment. Lastly, I wish to thank the team from Kiambu County, comprising of the governor and all his team, who engaged the committee at various stages and presented submissions on behalf of the county, provided verifications of anything we wanted to verify, as well as all the stakeholders and members of the public who attended the public participation in large numbers to engage the committee on this matter and share their views. Mr. Speaker, it is now my pleasure, pursuant to Standing Order 2284A, to present the report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relation on its consideration of the application for conferment of the city status to Thika municipality. With those remarks, Mr. Speaker, I wish to move this request that the House adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on the application of conferment of city status to Thika municipality. I request Senator Eddie to second. Thank you.
Just a minute before you second, Senator Eddie, let me make this communication of a visiting delegation of teachers and students from Mogolwa Primary and Junior School in Baringo County. Honorable Senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence of a visiting delegation of 17 teachers and 81 students from Mogolwa Primary and Junior School in Baringo County, who are seated in the public gallery. The delegation is visiting the Senate for an academic exposition. On behalf of the Senate and on my behalf, I extend a warm welcome to the delegation and wish them a fruitful visit. Thank you. I can see the senator for Baringo is not here, so Senator Chalige is